FEC to determine petrol price, Dangote. Aliko Dangote, the owner of a Lagos-based refinery, announced on Tuesday that the Federal Executive Council will determine the pricing of petrol produced at his refinery at his 650,000 barrel per day facility. He mentioned that once his company finalizes arrangements with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the product will be ready for the market. Now this is the development right here. It is a good thing that Dangote Refinery is finally working after many years. And it has also raised a lot of questions as regards to the amount he will be selling his own PMS. But he has come out to say that the FEC will be the one to determine the price he will sell his petrol. But then let's take a report from Channels Television as regards to the PMS production from the 650,000 barrel per day refinery belonging to Aliko Dangote. Then we come back to have our analysis as regards to why is there a sudden fuel scarcity. Also, why did the price of PMS changed from NNPCL, and why has Dangote decide to roll out his PMS at the time of fuel scarcity and increase in fuel price? This will be our analysis as soon as we get this report from Channels Television. Stay with us.
Okay, this is what it is. History has been made today from the days when this whole ground was all water and got to the sand filling stages, the piling stages, and tons of engineering and fabrication going on this land. And remember, at some point on this land, this was the biggest industrial construction site in the whole world, with over 200, close to 200 cranes working simultaneously. Today, what I have in my hand is premium motor spirit coming out from the Dangote refinery. History is being made today, and I'm standing with a man who incidentally has gone grey pursuing this dream, and I'm going to ask him how far he wants to travel after today's achievement. Alaji.
Thank you. Well, how far, there's no limit to how far, we're going to, as a human being, obviously we have ambitions, and I think our own is to make sure that we make our country and Africa proud. So the journey just started, and we'll continue. We'll start. The journey has just started today. You are right. Really, even 5-6 years ago, I don't really have gray hair, but right now, it's history. But we thank God, at least we've been able to deliver. So I can say that, it's a golden gray hair, which I believe it is worth it. And I'm a very, very happy person today. I must thank really, our great team, led by Ms. Edwin, for making this dream, possible. I must thank, also Ms. Alaki for giving that support to make sure that this...
And let me just interject and ask how much of support you're getting from the present government, and if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has thrown his weight behind what you're doing here today.
Well, I'm coming to that, so, and also to thank, my family, not only because some of them, they work with me, but because they've gone through tough times, by not seeing me, by not spending time with them. For being very, very understanding, my own friends that are around. But most of my appreciation will go to, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his government for giving us all the support. People can have different perceptions, but without the support of the government, we will not be here. That's what I keep saying. And I want to put on record that I want to thank the governor of Lagos, because he has done a marvelous job by giving us all the support. 10 years ago, there was almost nothing here. But this is what you call a dream. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then the governor of Lagos, dreamt about establishing this in about almost 18-20 years ago. And nobody thought about coming here. Actually, my first time here was just to come and look at the land. This was 2015. I've never ever been to this area of Lagos, but you can see what a dream can actually do. So I must thank him, and I pray and hope his own dream that we used to push Lagos up the ladder. Okay, he will apply 10 times that, which I know he's trying. He will apply 10 times that in the federal government's operations.
Okay, let me just ask you quickly. This is PMS coming out from the Dangote refinery. You did promise us, you did tell me severally what we've been visiting here in the last 7 to 8 years that when this happens, it's going to be Euro 5, which is the highest quality of PMS you can find around the world. Can I readily put this in my car and begin to run?
Yes, you can put it in your car and begin to run. And it will actually save your engine. It will give your engine the best performance. It will not be the normal one. And you can even see our diesel. Our diesel is very light. It's like water. So which people have never ever seen before. But that is what we call Euro 5 diesel. Our diesel now is about, is less than even 30 ppm, which is great. And we'll keep pushing. We'll get to 10 ppm.
Okay, so finally from me, I'm so excited to hold this, but it will be more interesting if...
All right, Dangote has spoken as regards to the quality of the PMS coming from the Dangote refinery, and he has spoken as regards to the support that he is getting from the Nigerian government, most especially from the Lagos state government. But we should not fail to question why he would say that FEC, the Federal Executive Council, are the one to determine the price of PMS from his own refinery. First, we know that part of the many things that would determine the pricing, the factors that determine the pricing of the fuel is not limited to supply, production cost, profit margin, and the demand of the people. Since the Dangote refinery actually did not get their PMS from, they didn't get their crude from the Nigerian refinery, Nigerian crude. Why should they be the one to determine the price of the PMS? And we have a lot of questions in our heart as regards to why has Dangote decided to roll out its PMS at the time that Nigeria is where we are today, especially when we're having the conversation on fuel scarcity. Currently, NNPCL recently increased their fuel price from 617 naira or thereabout to 897 naira per litre. And it is also at this time that Dangote is coming out to talk about the rolling out of his own PMS. So we would like to question, now that the Federal Executive Council are the one determining the price of PMS from the Dangote refinery, how much are we most likely to get fuel from Dangote, for the fact that he got his crude from outside the country? He got them in dollars, considering the production cost, considering the demand of Nigerians. Are we going to get it at a cheaper rate beyond what NNPCL are selling? That's the first question. Because apparently, if we are to consider the production cost, if we are to consider where he got his crude from, Nigerians are most likely to get PMS from Dangote at 1,000 naira per litre, as a lot of persons has been predicting, because of where he got all of his crude for and all of the manpower that he employed during the process of these things. So it is raising a lot of questions in our hearts as regards to the safeguards that the Nigerian government will put in place to prevent price gouging. And this is also bringing questions on monopoly, because even though we have a lot of unanswered questions on NNPCL ownership and all of that. And another thing, I would like to raise another point from here as regards to what could have led to NNPCL increasing their price beyond using it as a means for the Dangote refinery not to have a price balance in the market, because apparently what they want to use that to do is that since Dangote got his crude from outside the country, is most likely not to run is no it will most likely not to run at loss. Hence he's going to sell his fuel price, his PMS per liter at around 1,000 naira. And NNPCL would not want to lose out because they have actually spent all of the money with them, including their profits, and they are currently owing debt of over $6 million to the importers from the people whom they got their PMS from. They would want to get that money at all costs. Hence why they increase the price. So Nigerians will be the ones to pay the money that they are owing. At the same time, they use their price to frustrate the Dangote refinery. So it doesn't sell at a cheaper rate that will cause Nigerians to buy more from him, because the Nigerian government has actually raised a lot of questions on monopoly, that it is a privatized business. How can one man be supplying this much in the country? We need to allow other refineries to work, let there be competition and all of that. So because Dangote is the only Dangote refinery is the only privatized refinery in the country right now, we guess that the NNPC are actually on their toes, and they are looking for ways to frustrate this man from functioning well. So there is still a lot. Dangote himself has not answered the question on how much he is going to sell his PMS per liter. So now it is now in the hands of the Federal Executive Council to determine the price that they are most likely to get the PMS from him. We are not sure of this. So what measures will be taken by the federal government to ensure transparency in Dangote's refinery pricing mechanism? Since he is not the one that is determining the price, the FEC determine the price. So we should not be surprised if the price of PMS from Dangote refinery goes up, because we are actually not expecting it to come cheaper. It is the reason why if at all he had wanted to sell at a minimal rate for Nigerians to afford. If at all he had wanted to sell like that, at the time that NNPC is selling for 617 naira, is most likely to sell for, let's say, 700 or 750, at least to beat down the price. He is not going to be competing with NNPC at this time. That is, if NNPC had not increased their pump price, he will be competing with those people who are selling at 950 naira, on 1,000 naira or thereabout. So it is either Nigerians get their PMS from NNPC, or other supply. That is actually depending on the other suppliers that are getting PMS from him, actually. So a lot of people would want to consider getting from him, for the fact that they are going to be paying him in naira and all of that. Then those people who are selling for 950, they are most likely to come down to 700, most likely to come back down to 680, at max 750 naira. But now that NNPCL themselves, they started selling for 897 naira. These other fuel stations, the people they are competing against is no longer Dangote refinery. Who they are competing against is NNPC. And now that NNPC is already selling at 897 naira, then what's the difference between those that are selling at 950, 1,000 naira and NNPC? So it's this price gouging is actually it's seen in Nigeria. It is actually a lot of questions in the heart of Nigerians, and we hope that the Federal Executive Council will do the right thing on time to roll out the price that Dangote will be selling its fuel, so that Nigerians will know their stand as it is in Nigeria currently. And we also hope that the Nigerian government would also encourage competition in the fuel markets and all of that. So on this note, this is all that we'll be able to take on the newspaper review segment right here at Prime Media TV. But then, before we leave the studio, we'd like that you follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, we're Prime Media TV. On Instagram and TikTok, we're Prime Media Studios. On the website where you're currently watching us, we're Engine Speak, and you can do well to follow us on YouTube at Engine Speak. I am Ayo. Until I come your way again, do have a great day.